Hello YouTubers out there, this is Jerry Sadavi at the movies. So a little update on, of course, what's going on. I had done two previous videos detailing the COVID-19, how it affects me and the surrounding area in which I not only work in but live in. I had sent a tweet to Governor Hogan here in the state of Maryland to see if maybe, considering I work at a grocery store, that everyone should be required to wear face masks, not just the employees but the customers that come into the store. And that is going to affect tomorrow, the 18th of April, at 7 a.m. So everyone has to wear a face mask, especially using public transportation or any place that you go into, any retail establishment. So that is a good idea, and I'm glad that that's finally happening, because regardless of the protests that you might have been hearing either in Michigan or elsewhere, this is not just for you, your own personal health, but for the others around you. So if you do go out from your home and you don't have an essential job, you go to a grocery store, you go to any place, you should be required to wear a face mask. This is no joke. I mean, this virus has already killed, as of now, 36,000 people in the United States alone. So this thing is really growing. It's a global pandemic. It should be also characterized as a deadly virus. But I guess the media doesn't want to scare too many people already, as I'm sure many are. So we're going to say more than 3/4 of this country is a little more sensible when it comes to this pandemic than those who decide, this is about my rights as an American to go to work. Which I never really heard anything like that in my lifetime, but nonetheless, that's the state of things. And I feel it's important for me to occasionally do an update on these things. I always feel safer at home, which I am now, than anywhere else. So I want to talk about, briefly, 4 different DVDs I received, because after all, this is supposed to be mostly a movie review channel, in addition to anything related to movies, not just movie reviews. So these my wife got me, and I figure I should mention. Shanghai Express, which stars Marlena Dietrich and Anime Wong, from 1932. No extras on this, as far as I know. No extras are available in any. I'd have to do some further digging, but I don't think Criterion ever put anything out for Shanghai Express. But this is one hell of a film. Just under an hour and a half. Warner Oland also appears in the film, playing an Asian. But those were the days when you have European actors playing Asians. This is the... And by the way, this man is not nearly as racist as many people say. So let's clear that up. Regardless of the Playboy interview, which I'm sure some of you read back in 1968 interview, this is nonetheless the John Wayne 4-movie collection. And this has McClintock, Island of the Sky, Hondo, The High and the Mighty. I've seen many John Wayne movies, but I'm not really... I've only started to really dig deep into his work. I've not seen these, so... But the good thing about these is there's commentary tracks, quite a few of them by Leonard Maltin. So, yes, John Wayne 4-movie collection. Now, this one may be odd. It's called the Robin Hood Origins. And what's interesting about this is that it has one particular Robin Hood film I'm very interested in, starring John Derrick, who is, was the late husband of Bo Derek, who hopefully some of you know from the movie 10 with Dudley Moore, and not Ghost Can't Do It and Bolero, which are, well, Bolero is a horrible film. Ghost Can't Do It also stars Donald Trump, but let's not get into that. Has Rogues of Sherwood Forest. John Derrick plays Robin, the Earl of Huntington. I'm not clear if he's the son of Robin Hood, so that should be interesting. And then there's also the Prince of Thieves, not the Kevin Costner picture, but a different one. The Black Arrow, the Bandit of Sherwood Forest, Conrad Wilde, and the Sword of Sherwood Forest. This is that one is the latter being a Hammer film production. So I haven't really looked at these yet, but sounds good, and I was curious. And now, this film I have seen. It's a fantastic film, and I can't wait to actually see it again one of these days, hopefully sooner than later. And that is Orson Welles' film, Chimes at Midnight. This is a Criterion collection. Obviously directed by Orson Welles, starring Orson Welles playing Falstaff. And this cribs many elements from other Shakespeare plays, including Henry IV, Richard II, Henry V, and the Merry Wives of Windsor. So John Gielgud is in the film too. It's a superb film done with a low budget, but he worked with what he could use to make a fitting film. Interesting thing about Chimes at Midnight is that a lot of the elements of this picture found their way into my own private Idaho. Directed by Gus Van Sant. I had to think about his name for a second there. So this has commentary and an interview with a person I do know on Facebook, film historian Joseph McBride. I don't know him personally, but I've read his stuff for many years, and he is the author of Whatever Happened to Orson Welles. So if you love Orson Welles, and you are at home, or you can't stream it, or maybe you can't through Criterion, this is an exceptional film. Also, speaking of Orson Welles, aside from Chimes at Midnight, The Other Side of the Wind, which was finally completed after 25 plus years, shown on Netflix, still is, so definitely worth checking out. So next time out, I'm going to discuss the film Outbreak, which I know may seem a little much, but I will talk about it. I saw the film back in 1995 and revisited it not too long ago. And we'll talk about that film, starring Dustin Hoffman, dealing with, of course, a deadly virus, an airborne virus, no less. See how that film holds up in terms of what's happening now. But of course, we're going to also hopefully talk about other films pretty soon too. So anyway, I just wanted to give an update on everything, and hope many of you are hunkering down. But if you're working your essential jobs, just be careful, be safe, wear a face mask. Doesn't take much to do that. Yeah, I guess that's all I got to say. So let's hope things get better. Let's certainly hope so. And this is Jerry Sadovia at the Movies, signing off.